So Saturn and the nodes, when we have Rahu join Saturn, can be, quite a difficult placement, sort of like when Mars joins the nodes. When you get Saturn join the nodes, you have a pretty strong alignment of stressful energy. So Rahu and Saturn are both planets of fear. Rahu is our imagined fears, and this stress that, I'm not going to figure out what I came here to figure out, and I need to do this, and I need to do it faster, and, this kind of just stress of life, this worry that we're wasting time, but it's imagined, it's intangible. Saturn is actually the stress of tangible life. Like, I'm running out of time, one day I'm going to die, this person has died, I don't have forever, the worries of life, the tangible worries. I'm not going to get enough money, I'm not going to have enough time, I'm going to die, all of these kinds of things that pressure us. So when you get Rahu Saturn together, we often feel this pressure of time, and in both a tangible and an intangible way. And so, Saturn is where we need to learn to cultivate solitude and go into our true self beyond the world of time. And so this stress and pressure of external time is there to compel us to go deeper into that timeless state, that formless state. So we stress out over the forms that will change, but internally the formless will never change. And so as Saturn matures, that structure, that worrying about external structure becomes a great competency of committing to the internal structure. Again, Rahu will eventually make us aware of all this. But again, it can be very stressful. Whatever Rahu joins, he excites. And so this will be a very accelerated, stressful placement at times. And hopefully there are other factors making that Saturn-Rahu intelligent. Otherwise it can just be this obsession over external form and this worry about trying to control external forms. Ketu-Saturn is also, it can have, definitely the feeling of stress, but there can be a lot more mastery of that area of life. Because again, wherever Ketu is, there's a certain amount of mastery already there, because the soul has a lot of experience with that thing. Wherever Ketu is, we've experienced that thing quite a lot. So with Ketu Saturn, we've experienced the pressure of life. We've experienced a lot of this like solitude and loneliness, and we realize that this is the quality of life that we need to really master. Rather than obsessing over the outer form, we need to go inward and conquer that inner fear. Again, like I've said, just as a general principle, Rahu is very external, Ketu is very internal. So when you get Rahu Saturn, it's very externally focused, very materially focused, which can be hard for Saturn, because if we obsess over the outer forms, we're going to be very stressed out. Ketu Saturn, it doesn't feel good to the person. It's going to feel difficult, that area of life. It's going to feel stressful, but it's going to pull Saturn into that more concentrated realm of solitude, where we are not so obsessed over the outer forms of the world. Instead, we focus on that inner dimension where we give up this fascination and attachment to outer forms eventually. But again, Ketu is going to create some stress with Saturn as well, externally first. So with either one, with Rahu Saturn or Ketu Saturn, often you'll see there's an obsession and an incongruence with being able to handle Saturn energy in moderation. Often there'll be like no focus on like money and wealth, and then total obsession with it and having to just focus on it all the time. And again, you'll often see that sort of back and forth with Rahu Saturn or Ketu Saturn. But generally Ketu Saturn is also a place where there's a deep level of fear, but the person realizes that they need to take it on themselves. Often they realize it because the outer circumstances they try to control don't work, so they get thrown back on themselves. So whenever you get Rahu or Ketu join Mars or Saturn, there's quite a bit of difficult energy there that needs to be untangled.